would start. Just tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
What's going on, guys? Anakin back again today for we are just getting closer and closer to the end of my Infinity War series, and now we are talking about one of the last films in the entire Phase 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now this was again one of the ones where I was so excited to see, and I think this is the very first movie in the MCU that I walked into, and I had completely no idea what to expect because the trailers were so vague, and we knew basically that we're going to meet Star-Lord's dad, and that was about it. Like, maybe the Ravagers were going to have, like, some scuffles and that, but that was it. And for me personally, like, I remember not really having that much of an idea of what this movie was going to be, and I was so pleasantly surprised to see that this movie, more than anything, because the first one was about them just coming together and saving the galaxy. This one, I feel like, is mainly about them being a family, and that's what I really love. Coming from, like, my life is very family oriented. Like, I have, you guess you could say I have a complicated living situation with multiple families, but, like, it's so great seeing, like, just how much they really were able to accurately portray what it's like to be in, like, a family, you know. And it's just, I really loved it because it gives me really confidence for when they do a Fantastic Four movie, that we will get a Fantastic Four movie that is served great because of how great this movie is, because we get to see them all, like, whether you're finding out your father or whether you're realizing that the father that you've been looking for this whole time, he wasn't your dad, but he was your daddy. Like, I love that. And again, I think this is something that I should get out of the way first. I love this movie, I really do. But when I walked into this movie, I did not expect for it to be better than this movie right here. If I walked in expecting that, I would honestly be disappointed because I've already seen that movie. And even then, if I expected it to be better, there's no way I can expect it to be better. Let me say that again. There's no way I can expect that movie to be anywhere close to as good as the first one. I can't expect that. There's no way I could have expected this movie to be better than the first Avengers. It's that simple. I could not expect that. And sometimes I am delighted when I get movies like Winter Soldier, when I get movies like, let's pick one, Homecoming. Out of all the other Spider-Man movies, I couldn't expect it after remaking Spider-Man 2 to see a better Spider-Man. But yeah, I got it, but I wasn't expecting it. This one, I was not expecting it, but I still got a really good Marvel movie, and even then, a really good Guardians of the Galaxy movie. If all the Guardians movies never get to the peak of what this one was because of the global phenomenon of what this movie was, I'm okay with that, because Guardians of the Galaxy, this is what I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy is. It's like the characters, like the crazy, wacky adventures. I love how this movie, at some points, becomes more than an action trip than Doctor Strange, and that's saying something. And I love it. I love this movie. I love where we get to see Peter, because he's fine. Kurt Russell, Ego, again, a great MCU villain. Like, they're really kicking it out of the park here, man. And we get to see him having to deal with the ramifications of he is a Celestial, and whether he wants to stay with his dad or be with the Guardians. I love that. I loved seeing Rocket and his moral dilemma of just wanting to be a douche to Star-Lord, and kind of going full circle of realizing that he really is Yondu. And I really love their like just parallel arcs that they're going through this movie. I loved it. Baby Groot was cute because Baby Groot's Baby Groot. I did not see one man or woman or child not go "aww" in the beginning of this movie. I did not see one. We were all just like in unison. We were like, it's Baby Groot. Like, how can you not? And then moving on to Drax, like, I don't think this is where Dave Bautista just nails this role. He nails this role. Even with new additions like Mantis, who is a great addition, we still go back to, I think, what the heart of this movie, aside from Peter and Kurt Russell, I think this heart of this movie goes to Gamora and Nebula, because we get to see a really good sister dynamic, and I love that. I love being able to see, like, just it's just the duality of it, because, like, you have on one hand, she just seems so, like, determined on just revenge and wanting to just, you seem like she just wants to kill Gamora, when in reality she just wanted a sister, and I love that. And you can see how Gamora was just trying to survive and how she was just blind to that. That's so great. And going back to, I believe it was, who else were we talking about? I think that's a good segue into the most. Oh man, this one hit hard. The character death in this movie was Yondu. Like it. Oh, this one hurt. Like this one really hurt, especially meeting Michael Rooker. And like, if you follow me, like I do make Lego minifigures, and I do make a Lego minifigure that was of Michael Rooker as Yondu, and I gave it to him at, I believe it was a WonderCon a couple years ago, and that was seriously like, it's one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had in my life as a fan, and I wouldn't take it for granted ever, but seeing this, it's like, like, especially when he's like, he may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy, like, oh, yes, like, Michael Rooker, you're the man, like, we all love you, Michael Rooker, and I think the whole plot of this movie is just a lot of fun, man, and I love being able to see the family dynamics from between each of these characters, and I love how James Gunn handled it. Again, I did not expect this movie to be Guardians 1. I didn't need it to be. I needed this movie to be a fun Guardians movie, and that's exactly what I got. And believe me, all the characters are back. They're freaking funny, man. Like, the soundtrack, that's the one thing I will say. The soundtrack, I don't expect the soundtrack to be as good as the other one either, because it is not. And I'm okay with that. Wanna know why? Because that other soundtrack is classic. That movie made that soundtrack so iconic. And like, you can't not like you can't strike lightning in a bottle twice. Like, you can't make that. So I'm okay with that. And James Gunn, I am so happy that you made this movie, because it just gives me so much confidence that if you are going to be handling every single cosmic anything in the Marvel Universe, it makes me nothing but happy, sir. Thank you so much for watching. I will have Spider-Man. The fact that I can say that, Spider-Man Homecoming up in a few days, like, that just blows my mind, but I will have that review up very soon. I am definitely powering through the next few Infinity War reviews, and I will definitely have my review of Infinity War up on Sunday. That is when I'm seeing it, and I am definitely going complete, like, dark. I'm shutting everything down, basically. I'm turning into just a robot that's supposed to assemble a chair from Thursday to Sunday, because I wanted to go see an IMAX, so we're going to see an IMAX. But I will see you guys next time.
What?
You look like Mary Poppins.
Is he cool?
Hell yeah, he's cool.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!